I think there was a lot of housewives that came after me that got inspired by seeing what I was doing. And, some of them are really good and some of them are really bad. Hi, I'm Countess Luann, and I'm looking back at some of my most iconic TV moments with Cosmo UK. And I don't want you guys playing with fire while I'm gone, okay?
Can I get a sandwich instead?
Just don't be difficult. You know what? You can get a meatball grinder, they call it. Rosie has been gone almost a month, and she went to see her family in the Philippines. It's a lot more hectic, with meals and doing the dishes and the laundry, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So we definitely miss not having Rosie around.
Miss Rosie. Hi, can I order 2 large plain cheese pizzas?
That's it. The name is Mrs. Deliceps.
Mrs. Deliceps.
Countess.
I said first. They couldn't spell Deliceps, so I said Countess, figuring they could spell Countess better. But when you order pizza, when your name is Deliceps, it's really difficult. That's why I resorted to Countess, and sometimes I wish my name was Smith. I mean, for me, it's so incredible watching these seasons back because the kids were young. I don't even own that house anymore. I have a new house that I live in. So it just brings back so many great memories. And to see Aston as a puppy, and even talking about Rosie, who hasn't worked for me for years. So it's great reminiscing, because normally I'm not a big reminiscer, but when I watch this, it feels kind of nice to reminisce. Rosie passed away, but I have Rosie on television now. I have a great memory. I always say about the show that it's like a living photo album of my life. And so I get to still see Rosie, who's not with us any longer. Filming back then when we first started Housewives was so different. I mean, I used to say to them, don't come at 10 o'clock, come at 11 o'clock. You see that bedroom door, that's my bedroom. You can't go near it. I had a lot of rules back then, and it's changed so much. Ultimate Girl, like not even Ultimate Girls Trip, Scary Island. Most people don't realize that I didn't go to Scary Island because it was Victoria's birthday. So I said, no, that would no longer fly today. I was so glad I didn't go to Scary Island, but, I know Kelly could have used me and Jill Zarin, that's for sure. I feel really that Kelly got so bullied and she couldn't handle it and she just kind of lost it. It's funny because I think if I had been on Scary Island, I don't think that moment would have been so iconic as it is today. So there's a reason for everything. I would have been defensive of Kelly because she's a good person, she's kind, and she had no idea what was coming. I literally met this producer, Izzy Gold, and he said to me, what do you want to sing about? And I said, well, I'm not quite sure, but I did just write a book on manners and etiquette, and that's important to me. He would look at the book and go, and there's takeout lines in my book, and one of them is, or one of the many is, money can't buy you class. Elegance is learned. How many men there are that forget to hold the door. All my lyrics come from my book, and that's how Money Can't Buy You Class was born. A little trivia for you guys.
Money can't buy you class. Money can't buy you class. Money can't buy you class.
The Countess has a great voice. She reminds me of Madonna, Fergie. She has these beautiful breathy hues in her voice. It's a little raspy and it's kind of a lower, bassier voice.
Elegance is learned. Up high, right?
And then, of course, when you go into a studio, right, you're not always going to sing perfectly. And, of course, Bravo loves to use the faux pas or, the bad vocal ranges, of course, because it creates more, chatter and more drama. They use good clips, and then they use, of course, ones that I wasn't so perfect, which I'm not perfect. Class, to me, is how people treat other people. Class is about respect. It's about being on time, showing up for your friends. It's about how you walk into a room. It's how you greet people. It really is important. And I learned a lot from, my years being married to the Count, being around a lot of aristocrats. And you need to make people feel comfortable. That's what class is all about. And the aristocrats are really good at that because they greet so many people. They try to make them feel comfortable. And I think that's what class is all about. After I started, recording music on the show, and I was recording music even before the show because I love to sing and I always love to sing for my friends. And I think there was a lot of housewives that came after me that got inspired by seeing what I was doing. And, some of them are really good and some of them are really bad. I mean, Tardy for the Party was quite successful. And I like Melissa Gorga, and she's really fun and she loves to sing for her friends too. Some housewives are better than others, and I've made a whole career out of it, and look at me now doing cabaret over here in England. I think my favorite song to perform is Feeling Jovani, because it's so high energy, and I love doing Money. If I leave one of my cabaret shows without doing Money Can't Buy You Clothes, people go insane. You guys like my new dress? This is iconic. It's from my new line, the I just lost 10 pounds in rehab, so I'm showing off my ass collection. I forgot about that line. Oh my God, Dorinda's face.
Jovani! Thank you, Jovani!
Oh my God. This is such an iconic moment because this is my very first cabaret show, and no pressure. You know, I'm being filmed. Also, not only I'm doing a cabaret show live, but I'm being filmed doing the show. Dorinda just could not get over the fact that I look so good in that Jovani dress, and she was mad. She was mad, and you can see it on her face, and all the women noticed. I mean, if you see that scene, all the women are looking at her like, come on, girl, let's lay off of the Jovani, you know. And so that inspired me to make the song Feeling Jovani. I'm wearing Jovani for all of my shows coming up here in England, so. Yes, I still wear Jovani because it really fits me like a glove. I literally go in there, put on a dress, and I walk out. I'm still feeling Jovani. We got the yacht. Oh, this is fantastic. It feels amazing to be this happy again in my life. I just want the women to be happy. I want them to celebrate with me, to have an amazing party on this beautiful yacht. And who doesn't love Palm Beach? It doesn't get better than this.
Hello.
Hello.
So I'm living with you now. You were living with me.
We switched up
I
houses.
prefer living
Oh my
with
God,
you.
that's when I was actually living with Sonja.
Wait, Sonia, we got the yacht.
We got the yacht. That's when I was living with Sonja. I met Tom, and then I was off with Tom and getting married. So this is such an iconic moment for me personally. Love is Blind. It was short-lived, but you know what? I lived moment by moment. I don't predict. I try not to predict, and try not to look at the past very much. But here we are looking at the past. Well, listen, I'm doing a show called The Real Housewives of New York, and the camera doesn't lie, so it's very hard to not be yourself. And, you know, everyone has seen me go through ups and downs because guess what? We all have ups and downs in life. I'm no different. And so I decided to share my life because I'm not afraid of what people think of me. I want people to hopefully be inspired by the fact that, you know, you can fall in love when those train doors open, you can jump on the train. Don't be the person left standing on the platform. And that's how I live my life. And so, yeah, sharing with the audience is something that I just can't help but do because I'm a real person and I share what really happened in my life, good and bad. We're in Crappie Lake now. And what do? I catch a catfish with my bare hands. Now, catfishing is something they do in the South and in the United States. And it is disgusting. It's slippery. We can't go fishing in Crappie Lake, right? And not try to catch a catfish. Sonja was not going to do it. It would be silly if both of us were there and we're like, no, I don't think so. I'm very sportive, which people don't know about me. I have 6 brothers and sisters, and so I love sports and I love competition. And I said, you know what, to the girl that showed us how to catch the catfish, I wanted to show her that I could catch a catfish too. I would totally do a series if Sonja was not around with Dorinda. Dorinda has great one-liners, but she can't drink too much vodka. Oh, Ultimate Girls Trip. I love that trip. It's not a boat trip until somebody's hat flies over the top of the boat. It came from St. I'm against the door going, hello, I need that hat back. I literally bought that in Saint-Tropez and I'm in love with that hat. So I'm like, I'm not letting the hat sink, but I couldn't get off the boat. It's one of those doors that you push the button, which, you know, I didn't quite get. If I could plan my own Ultimate Girls Trip, I'd probably take Lisa Rinna. I would take Kyle Richards. I would take Dorinda. I would take Sonja. I would take Brynn from the new Housewives of New York because she's a lot of fun. I would take Cynthia Bailey from Atlanta, Karen Huger from Potomac. I started cabaret because a friend said to me, Luann, you love to sing for your friends, you love to host parties, and you love to tell jokes. You should be doing cabaret. And I was like, oh, You know, and in the meantime, I got married, then I got divorced, and then I started the cabaret. And what I love about it is the creative. You know, how I do it is I pick a song that I absolutely love, that I know my fans know, because they grew up with me, a lot of my fans, you know. They listen to songs their mother listened to, and so they know the music that their mom likes. And so I gravitate towards, I cover songs that I love personally, and then I decide what story is going to take me to that song. And then I decide what dress is going to be the best dress for the number. And so that's how I create the show. You know, I write my own music. I love that. I love the creative. I love working with a great team. My director is Richard J. Alexander, who's worked with Kristen Chenoweth and Barbara Streisand, Bette Midler, to name a few, with all the greats. And so I'm very lucky I have a great team working with me. But I really pick all the music for the show. And this tour in particular is called Marry F. Kill, because I was asked every cabaret show, Countess, who would you marry F. Kill? And so I thought to myself, because I didn't really know the game until I started getting these questions every single time, every single show. So I decided, okay, my next tour is going to be Marry F. Kill. Who are the guys we want to marry? Who are the guys we want to F? And who are the ones we want to get rid of because we're not killing anybody? So that was my inspiration. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to write a new song. Marry F. Kill, which is now on Spotify and iTunes and all the streaming everywhere.
Where's Luann? Like,
No, seriously, this is like really weird. Did she drown
do you think
in the
something
ocean?
happened? Well, she wanted to go see her poster. I know that.
Oh.
Shoot me now. I wanted to go see my poster. I'm super excited. I'm playing one of the biggest theaters in Miami, the Jackie Gleason Theater. Doesn't get better than this. I'm super excited. I want to go see my poster. Of course, none of them want to come and see my poster. None of them want to come to my show. They want me to bring them truffle fries instead.
Amazing.
Where's the poster?
It's like at some hotel, like right
Some
by
hotel.
where we
They
were.
don't even know I'm at the Jackie.
Excuse me, would you take a picture for me?
Of course.
I have to ask an absolute stranger to take a picture for me, because none of those girls were going to come and enjoy that moment with me. In fact, that Miami, that trip was hell. They were all after me because I was becoming a cabaret star, and they didn't like it very much.
It's a big moment for me,
Big moment.
right?
Smile. You look fabulous. Great.
I don't think there's one person in the world that would not have done the same thing, right? It's like my first big theater, and I had no support. Thanks for watching. Ciao.